I knew that they were working on it, and I called up Ryan and Scott Alexander and Larry Kazarinsky, who are USC veterans, and I just said, I got to give it to John. They said, okay, we got to get you down again, Ryan. So me, Ryan, and those and Nina Jacobson and Brad Simpson sat down. And I said, listen, I haven't read Jeffrey Toobin's book, but I read Fred Resnick's book. And I was just like, listen, I told him, I said, when OJ was alive and before all this stuff happened, if you were in Santa Monica and you were on Ocean and you saw a big old black head going down the street from afar, you knew that was either OJ or Marcus Allen. And they were living a different life than any other black men in America, right? You know, they grew up, they came out of segregation, but they were sports figures. They were celebrated by all the white men. Mm-hmm. They could have all the white women they wanted. They had all this money. They had prestige, and they ensconced themselves in a certain part of West LA in Santa Monica where that was their fiefdom. And he transcended race. He was OJ. He wasn't black. He celebrated that, right? He celebrated that, and as far away as he could. And then this incident happened, and it changed and evolved, and he became. Black people wrote him off. I told them what they knew already, but from my perspective, and I said, what I'm worried about is how real you guys are going to get. Well, we're going to get real. I said, you're not going to get real because you ain't me. And it wasn't like an interview. It was like more like just me talking to them as a friend. Like, I want you guys. I want to be a part of it, but if I'm not a part of it, just think about this. I was just hanging out with them. I said, well, we want you to. So I was supposed to do 2 of the episodes, but because I sold the show to the same network, FX, I only could do 1 episode. And they didn't want to tell Ryan that they wanted to pull me from it and just my show. I said, no, I got to do this. This is great, And so I was supposed to do 2 episodes, but it was a great experience. And they, as I'm shooting it, I mean, in television, it's great because it's more of a producer's writer's meeting. So you have the producers there with you while you're shooting it, but they watched me for a few days and said, you got it, do it. You're making it, I mean, and that's what I love. I love when I come on the set and and I'm working and people feel my mettle and then they have a certain confidence in what they're getting. It's much more elevated than anybody else that they're working with. And, I mean, as a professional, everybody wants to have that, okay, you do the best in what you do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's what I loved about working on that. And it was my second time working in TV. So it was like, I didn't look at it as a TV show. I looked at it as a film.